Hi, I'm the Lockpicking Cuber, and in this video I'm going to be having a look at the brand new GAN Mirror M. Just before I do, I just want to quickly explain what mirror block cubes are. So you can see why they're called mirror blocks cubes, because they tended to have this mirrored surface. I've got a 2x2 version here in silver, and a silver very old, I think it's about 10 years old, this one. 3x3, I've got a golden 3x3, and then I've got a, well, this is a Fisher 3x3 mirror cube. It's a slightly different arrangement. The idea of the mirror blocks cube is it's exactly like a Rubik's Cube, a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, but instead of having different colors on each face is a different thickness. So if we look at it this way, we'll see these pieces are all the same thickness in that direction. These pieces are all the same thickness in that direction, and so on. And so when we scramble it up, we end up with these crazy looking shapes, where instead of the pieces differing in color in relation to each other, they differ in thickness. So you can see these two belong in the same layer as each other because they're the same thickness, but this one's in a different layer, so it's in the wrong place. Mirror blocks cubes have been one of the most popular puzzles in the cubing community outside of the ones that are used in official World Cube Association events. But until now, there's never been one that's been designed by one of the big cubing companies with magnets and designed to be, used like a speed cube. This is kind of the best one that I've had so far, and it's pretty good. You can solve it relatively quickly, but still it doesn't allow you to do any of the kind of tricks, finger tricks and corner cutting and so on that you can do with expensive modern Rubik's Cubes. Okay, so let's have a look and see how the GAN Mirror M shapes up against these. So this is pretty standard now for cubes. They tend to come in these nice hard plastic protective cases. This one also comes with a little box which contains a screwdriver, which I guess is for adjusting the tension on the pieces, and then a tutorial which apparently tells you how to solve it. We won't be needing that. The first thing to notice, of course, about this cube is that unlike the traditional mirror blocks cubes, it doesn't really look like a mirror anymore. It does, on the other hand, have this kind of amazing surface. It reminds me of one of those Magic Eye puzzles from the 90s. Is it blue or is it purple? I don't know. I'm not sure. The body of the puzzle itself is clearly purple, but the stickers are this kind of amazing iridescent blue, purplish color. Okay, but let's see, how does it turn? Ooh. Okay. So interestingly, a couple of quick thoughts. One, it's extremely smooth to turn. Second, the magnets are quite powerful actually. They're stronger than I think I was expecting. Thirdly though, using kind of standard speed solving finger tricks and techniques, it's just made a little bit harder by the fact that the pieces aren't quite where you expect them to be. So as you turn here, the point comes where you're expecting a piece, you're expecting something to be here for you to put your thumb on, and it just isn't, and so you sort of end up slipping up to there, and that just messes you up a little bit. Okay, I guess I've scrambled this now because I can't remember where I got to. Okay, so let's scramble it. It's, yeah, I mean, it feels amazing. It feels like, not quite like a regular Rubik's Cube. There's a sort of a slight extra friction in there, I think, compared with a good Rubik's Cube. But still, it is very, very smooth, and those magnets are powerful. You can corner cut just about. I think that's the first time I've ever corner cut on a Mirror Blocks Cube. It's not great, but it's better than nothing at all. Alright, so let's have a look at how you solve it. So you really do solve it exactly like a regular Rubik's Cube, and that means, if you're used to a method where you start by making a cross, you start by making a cross. We pick a side based just on its thickness. So in this case, I've got two pieces that are already at least on the right face. I don't know if they're in the right positions relative to each other, but we can find out fairly quickly. Oh yeah, they actually are. As it happens, we can see that they are because they line up nicely with the centers along there. So let's find the other two that belong in here. It's this thickness, isn't it? So I think that one go here. Okay, so we've got 3 of our 4 cross pieces in place, and now I want to get this 4th one, which is going to go in here. Is that this piece? go. Okay, so we've got our cross in place. Now we're going to look for these corners, which are again going to be this thickness. That one. Ooh. Yeah, it's funny. I'm tempted to sort of try and solve it, make the turns quick. The problem with that is that things sort of slip around. It doesn't quite go where you expect it to. So yeah, that's a little bit of an extra challenge, I think. Just the pieces not quite being where you expect them compared with a regular Rubik's Cube. There we go. Okay, so we've got a corner in there. Whoops. I'm trying to hold onto a bar of soap sometimes. Wait, I lost my crosshair. There we go. Does this one go there? Maybe. Yeah, there we go. That's two of the bottom corners. And then the final one is going to go here, and that's there. Okay, so we've got one layer solved. Now we're going to do this middle layer. To do that, I'm just going to keep going till I line something up. Is everything there? That one lines up there, so that probably goes here. Okay. Okay, so that's in the right place. What else can we line up? This one. That goes there. Just another one in. This one goes there. So that's all but this last one, which I think is going to be this piece. Yeah. Alright, there we go. So now I just need to orient the edges. So none of the edges are currently correctly oriented. Now those two are. Now all the edges are correctly oriented. These two are in the wrong positions, but the corners, we have this. There we go. So that's going to be there. Now everything's oriented correctly. These two corners are in the right place. So we could at this point do a T-pattern. And now we just have to cycle some edges. And a U-perm. There we go. All right, so that is the new GAN Mirrorblocks M cube. It is really, really nice to solve. I think, interestingly, to speed solve, it's going to take a bit of a shift in muscle memory because you're so used to your fingers being in certain places and they just don't quite go there. Which has never been a problem with the traditional one because you just can't turn it that quickly anyway. So you never got into feeling like you were trying to sort of do finger tricks particularly, or at least I never did anyway. Yeah, somehow it just doesn't feel quite the same. I don't know. But anyway, if you like the idea of the Mirrorblocks cubes, and in particular, I guess if you want to get really fast at it, then this is going to be the way to go. I'm sure there will be people debating whether this should become an official WCA, World Cube Association event. I'm not particularly convinced it should, but if it did, this would be the puzzle people would use for sure. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed seeing this GAN Mirrorblocks Cube M. I recommend it if you're into this kind of puzzle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.